Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'm gonna do a little bit of a different kind of video. It's more of a conceptual uh, thing that I think a lot of the community has the wrong idea about outside of the pro scene. So I wanted to take a few minutes today and just back up my boy Happy, and hopefully by the end of this video, you guys can see the value in a player like Happy on a team. So for those who don't know, Happy is a notorious lurker in Counter-Strike. He's known for going off by himself, known for being kind of in the late game of every single round, pretty much. He's going to be the last guy alive for Envious. Maybe 30 to 50% of the rounds. Like this guy's last alive way more than his teammates. But there's a reason for that. There is a role in CS for what Happy does, and there's no such thing as this style being outdated. This is something that's frequently said is Happy's style is outdated. This no longer works anymore. So hopefully by the end of this video I can show you guys that something like this can't be outdated unless there's a massive structural change in the way a CT side is played, such as only playing retakes on bomb sites. One of the key things I'm going to talk about actually in this video is the importance of having your lurker have a voice in the round. So this is very, very important. They have to be able to dictate the players on their team. The players on their team have to understand that if the lurker sees something on his side of the map, that a strat can change on the whim instantaneously, and you have to go with what that person says because they have information that you don't at the other bomb site. And Happy is one of the best players in the world at doing this. I could give you guys 13 examples in this video and drag this on forever, but I'm going to leave it to a few, and then I'm going to show you how a play like this shaped the entire major. So again, let's see here. So Happy's going to go to Plat B site right now in Cobble. He has 4 teammates doing a mid rush right now on Henny. So they early smoke off Danger. They're basically instantly aggressing towards Henny. Bolts also hears tons of people running mid. It's no secret right now to Immortals probably in the next 10 seconds that Envious is going to rush mid. Now what they don't know is that there's a 5th player towards B. Playing Happy, you know that he could be lurking the B site. He likes being by drop. But you can see how they're going to react here. So basically these 4 players from Envious rush towards mid. They're hunting down Henny the entire time. So we're just going to look at this in overview right now. So they're hunting down Henny. They're going to get this kill on Henny. They trade it out, right? So Henny spots the bomb, which is actually a pretty bad thing for Immortals. And the reason being is because it demands a rotate. You start with 2 people towards the A site. It demands this drop player rotate towards the A site, get past the connector smoke, hopefully. And it also is going to pull another rotate because you have to. You can't expect to win these trade battles, Envious has 3 players running up mid. You now have 2 players on the A bomb site. So you should probably have 3 people going towards the A site, right? So we're going to see Immortals shift even more players towards the A site soon. And I'm just going to talk about their Immortals options right now. This is very common to go 1-for-1 like this on a rush with 4 people. So Immortals has 2 options. One, they push through Plat. Happy would certainly kill this guy that pushes through Plat. I'm not sure if you guys see where he is, but no one's going to come hard clear this angle as they're pushing Plat during a mid rush, so Happy will get this kill. That's scenario 1. Envious is ahead in the game if Immortals pushes Plat. Scenario 2. Immortals is going to hard rotate towards the A bomb site. Now, if they hard rotate towards the A bomb site, there's a chance that they kill the Envious players if they take this too aggressively. So if these players play this correctly, what could happen is a scenario, and this is a lot of how Envious's strats are designed. What could happen is a scenario where there's 4 CTs towards the A bomb site, where these 2 players on the right side of this rectangle are going to rotate towards the A site, right? So they would have a 4-on-3 at the A bomb site. Now, a lurker of Happy's caliber can recognize rotations, can hear everything. That's why he picked the spot he's in. He can hear everything. So he's going to be able to tell when these players leave the B bomb site, and he's going to have a heavy pull on what his teammates do from here on out. So let's see. So Happy is hearing these guys leave the B bomb site. He's recognizing they're not going to push plat. They're not going to flank. Look at what's happening right now. So RPK is instantly doubling back to the B bomb site. Happy knows if there is anyone in the B bomb site, they have to respect drop. They're not going to be watching plat because the drop can flank the people rotating to A. You know, you have to respect the drop flank and not the upper B flank. And Happy then snakes his way into the B site. He has excellent positioning, so that way, even if these two guys right now would lose this, 2-on-3 in the A site, the bomb is going to be planted in the B site. Happy is going to be up in the connector before the CTs ever even realize what's going on. So again, the round's going to play out like this. Happy actually works his way towards connector. Scream and XMS actually do a really good job of killing everyone. But you can see how the round could have played out and how this lurk is kind of a safety net in the round. So funnily enough, the next round, they do the exact same thing. And now we're going to actually see what I'm talking about. So let's follow through. Same exact thing going on here. 4 people towards the A site. They're coming towards mid fast. And they get the instant kill on Henny. Okay? So again, Immortals is in a bad situation. They have to respect the same thing I said again. They have to respect these 4 players rushing mid with the bomb. They probably didn't even really see that Happy flanked upper B, which is why he called the shot again. So you can see Lucas is playing a little bit close to the plat. He knows someone could be lurking here. He goes towards drop because, like I said, he has to respect that Happy could lurk drop and flank his whole team, which is now rotated to the A site. So you can see right now, Immortals has a pretty decent setup towards the A site where they have 3 people, one by the balcony, one by what looks like the rat hole area, and one in the corner by tree. I don't want to call that what my team calls it because you guys would be like, what is he even talking about? And then they have Lucas holding by drop, just for flankers. So let's see how this is going to play out. So RPK recognizes, again, Happy's calling, yo, everyone left the B site, man. Come back here with the bomb. And RPK is smart enough to know how his team functions to leave the A site and go back towards Happy. All of Envious gets slaughtered right now because, like I said, Immortals rotation's very quick, and they're in a pretty good scenario to stop that, especially using the counter smokes they threw. It looks like they probably threw a counter smoke next to the APC this round. Happy ends up in the B site, and he now has drop control with a smoke at the door. Makes it very, very difficult right now for the CTs to retake. So this guy has to make a play. I don't know if it's necessarily the best idea for him to run out to the rock, but you can see Happy is just going to get an easy kill there. This guy is here, inside drop, inside E-box, and RPK kills him as he runs out, and then they get the double peek on bolts at the end. So you can see the value in having someone like this on your team. And the worst part about playing someone like Happy is 50% of the time he's with the team. So it's kind of been blown out of proportion by like different analysts and casters and people on the forums. And it's kind of a shame because Happy is such a good player at his role. He can totally mess up your rotations, make you worried about things you should never be worried about. Like you'll have 2 people in the B bomb site, but you know that an A execute's happening on cobble. But you're so terrified of this guy coming down drop and flanking your whole team because he can do things. He used to do things where he would come down drop and instead of going out the window, he hooks the E-box way and he flanks this guy through here and this guy's dead. It's just a disaster playing against a player like this. Particularly when the other 4 players can listen to his comms and he can dictate the round. So if you have a player that's a lurker, it's very important that they're vocal, that they calm rotations, and that they know how to switch things up. A lot like how Happy does. So with that being said, let's look at the next clip. So I'm going to show you guys how this style of play shaped the entire major, in my opinion, and ultimately I don't want to say completely, but it helped Gambit secure the win at the major. So let's take a look at Gambit now and how probably a kill that you guys are going to laugh about shaped the entire major massively. So we're going to watch Zeus here, another in-game leader, not actually known for lurking, but similar to Happy, the team does a 1-4. Zeus has Deagle, no armor, because he dropped this round. He dropped an AK, and he's a safety net at Ivy. So you can see not only is Happy capable of doing this, the best teams in the world, teams that can win the major. This is not, this is not a fluke strat or anything like that. This is designed based on the rotations that CTs have to make in order to stop hits. If they're not going to rotate, the Ts are just going to take the other bomb site and overwhelm the choke points, and you'll never be able to retake it. So you have to just kind of accept the fact that something like this can happen in most scenarios. But yeah, let's watch. So early round, it's actually very important. Adren drops in ladder and gets a kill. So because he gets a kill ladder, it kind of makes it easier on their minds that they can't get flanked ladder when they do this inner take. Because one thing that could happen, obviously, with your lurker being Ivy, is that you can get flanked from ladder if you go inner. But anyway, after the kill, you can see Gambit's going to regroup, head towards inner. Zeus, in the meantime, just kind of holding a crack Ivy, making sure no one's peeking. And you can see 4 people gathering towards inner. In my opinion, Zeus is kind of working up a little bit aggressively right now. He might be trying to look for a pick to pull rotations towards him. Because what could happen is if Zeus gets a kill somewhere over here, if he makes contact with the guy post, kills that guy, he then demands a rotation towards Ivy. Because for all the CTs know, there's multiple people in Ivy. So again, another thing that this kind of 1-4 T-side setup can do. But anyway, you can see KNG is on a very good flank right now. So this could actually be a disaster for Gambit. Luckily for them, doesn't turn out to be that way. Slight misplay, but Zeus gaining all the info as his team is walking inner. And you can see Gambit has the idea that, Immortals has no info because they had early ladder control. Zeus has Ivy control, but KNG pushed through mid. So as far as Gambit is concerned, Immortals should only have, 1-2 guys inner right now in this 4v5 scenario. But Immortals has all of the info right now, with the exception of Ivy, because, they had no Ivy control. So let's see how this plays out again. So Zeus, walking out Ivy, notices these guys must have gotten info from somewhere. Like, they absolutely have some kind of info for there to be no one out here. So he directs his team to come back to him. And again, so important that your lurker, if he's going to bait your entire team, and I think part of the reason why people think this style doesn't work is because they've tried it amongst their own teams, and their lurker is just baiting.
What the fuck honestly, is baiting?
He probably doesn't have the say to call his team to come back. When he does, he's probably wrong half the time because he has no idea how the rotations are working, and his teammates haven't thrown anything, or the CTs haven't pushed. He's just kind of making blind calls. But you can see the value in having someone like Zeus or Happy as in this lurk role. So his team starts coming back, and they're pretty aware actually. Like, they have their guns out and everything. So they're going to end up trading on KNG, I believe, above the ladder right now. Or maybe KNG actually falls. I can't remember exactly how this plays out. So yeah, so KNG falls. Zeus is in the Z right now. And in my opinion, this is the play of the major. If Gambit went inner this round, they would have gotten slaughtered. Immortals was stacking it, and a hard flank was on the way. So you got to imagine that if Gambit would have hit inner, what would have happened was they would have traded at best around this inner bomb site amongst these 3 players right here. And then whoever would have had to watch the flank can no longer watch the flank. He has to then commit into the bomb site. So KNG on his hard flank above ladder would have then probably flanked and at minimum gotten a 2K to secure the round. So Immortals was in a very strong position, but this play by Zeus with this kill shapes the entire major. Takes ops out of Immortals' hands for the first 5 rounds of this match. This kill, right here, in my opinion, could have won the major. How crazy is that? Anyway, I could go on and on about this. I had another couple clips planned, but I think my point can be made with just these couple clips. This happens all the time in Pro CS, so I want you guys to be on the lookout for this now. If you guys have any rounds where stuff like this happens, players that notoriously are great at this are Shocks, Phelps, I mean, pretty much anyone on SK. They're very aware of how rotations work, and if you watch them on like Cobble, Overpass, lurkers at the A bomb site in particular, will just solo take it and direct the team to come back. And it especially happens on eco rounds where there's a lot of plat presence, and some guy might just like walk up mid, and here's no one by A. No one's rotating despite all of this plat presence, so he just walks in connector and flanks the B bomb site. And the communication amongst the team is just on point. So again, that's why this style will never be outdated unless there's some massive fundamental change in how CTs play. I hope this helps the lurkers out there, and I hope it helps in-game leaders, tell their lurkers what they expect out of them and the comms they expect, and how they can shoot the rounds. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
And why are you baiting me, you fucking toxic noob?